Did you see though? Did you watch the videos?
You know what they call that?
What? It was grin fucking.
Yeah. There are so many issues that it is creating for the United States. Bond yields will continue to go down. They are not going to go up, right? Like Donald Trump said, like, we're friends, we're allies, but we are in direct conflict. Donald Trump said conflict.
Hey everyone, welcome to Make Money Count. Today we're going to talk about, surprise, Donald Trump and Mark Carney. We'll be quick though. They met yesterday and nothing happened.
Yeah, which is probably for the best. I think the process right now is just like Mark Carney has realized that he needs to ingratiate himself to Donald Trump at every opportunity possible. He needs to go there. He needs to sit there. He needs to smile. He needs to swallow his pride. He needs to ignore his moral compass. He needs to go there on bended knee in the hopes that Donald Trump will be lenient on him and the Canadian people.
I mean, I saw a video of Donald Trump talking about Mark Carney. It was nice. Like, did you see though? Did you watch the videos?
You know what they call that?
What? It was grin fucking.
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly what they call it. And I think that like Donald Trump's been in so many negotiations where he had the short stack and he knows he's been grin fucked so many times.
Yeah, he's like a grin fuck
that he's
expert.
Just relishing in it right now in this opportunity. Listen, like don't even get me started on like there are so many articles written about the rampant graft that's taking place with this administration. Like Donald Trump, by most estimations, has at least doubled his net worth. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Like over the past 8 months of him being in office, his children are signing billion-dollar deals. Sovereign wealth funds are pouring billions of dollars into their cryptocurrencies. Like everyone in his sphere, like I read an article that his daughter and her husband were on the yacht of a mining tycoon who was working on behalf of the US government to secure mining rights in Africa. Like, it's just like, I get it. Like, politics are corrupt, but I don't know that it's ever been pushed in front of society's face to the extent that it is, with just this like blatant disregard for it.
Yeah.
Not what we're supposed to talk about. Listen, Carney met with Trump. Bond yields are down. We do not have a trade deal, but this whole idea that like that we can just blow up Kuzma or the USMCA, or I don't know what the Mexicans call it. I feel like everybody calls it with their country's
version of it. Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
But it should probably just be the USMCA.
Yeah.
Anyways, Carney did a good job. He went in there. He said that, Canada's invested $500 billion. They're going to invest it. If all goes well, Canada will invest another $1 trillion for next year. For Canadians, nothing happened, right? Like there is no deliverable. There's not a negative. Like we didn't get more tariffs slapped on us, but
which is a win.
Yeah, which is a win.
Kinda.
We still are operating under Kuzma, but like our concern right now as Canadians is like we need to shore up our economy somehow, and the longer this drags out, the less business investments taking place. Like there still has to be some level of certainty that another tariff's not going to come into place, or that the existing punitive tariffs we have may get removed. But they said it in the meeting, right? Like Donald Trump said, like, we're friends, we're allies, but we are in direct conflict. Donald Trump said conflict on business. If there's one car plant and that car plant can either be in the United States or Canada, the Americans want it in the United States, Canada wants it in Canada.
Right.
But if the people that are buying the cars that are coming out of that plant are in the United States has the power to put tariffs on it.
Right.
And they're probably going to win.
Yeah.
And hopefully, and I think Canada has realized it. We're not going to die on the dairy hill. We're not going to die on the supply chain management, but that gets brought up. Agricultural protections that are in place for Canada. Never mind, the United States agricultural situation is not looking much better. That China decided not to buy soybeans from them anymore, and now the soybean farmers are crying. But like, there are so many issues that it is creating for the United States, but for Canada, it's far more dire.
Right.
And add to that like, we don't have anything else propping up our economy, and construction is done, and housing prices continue to fall. Like we spoke about that in our last episode. Listen, how about this? Bond yields will continue to go down. They are not going to go up. The Bank of Canada was like I don't know if he's a deputy governor. He had a speech at, I think, University of Western Ontario. And he was talking, he had this like bizarre speech about how we're going to have to change the way we calculate inflation within the CPI basket for the government, for the Bank of Canada, by removing mortgage interest. We've talked about this before. We've spoken about this before, where CPI includes mortgage interest.
Right.
It's a big component of the basket that judges consumer price inflation. And what that does is it almost makes fighting inflation with higher rates result in higher inflation.
Right.
And fighting deflationary risks or a stagnating economy with lower interest rates fulfill itself with lower CPI. Because like, if you're judging what the what the consumer pays in mortgage interest and its appreciation year over year and month over month within CPI, in a period of time where you're raising interest rates to fight inflation, your inflation readings are showing up higher month after month because people are paying more on their home.
Right.
And conversely, when you are stimulating the economy by reducing interest rates, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because the CPI number, it's like it feeds into the CPI number. CPI number looks lower and lower and lower.
So you're saying it makes sense to remove the mortgage interest?
I'm saying Canada is the only country that includes the mortgage interest in CPI.
Right.
I'm saying that it got brought up by an employee. I think it was a deputy governor. I think it was at Western Ontario. Rice Mendes is his name.
Okay.
He went there and he explained that that mortgage interest should probably be stripped out of the CPI number.
Right.
And then he started talking about the fact that perhaps the CPI number isn't effective at gauging inflation, and too much focus is put on core and median CPI numbers as it feeds into inflation. I don't know how you read into that. Like, are we changing the mandate for the Bank of Canada in order to reduce interest rates more rapidly? I don't know. But
It's a weird one.
yeah, it's a weird one. And like, I don't know that inflation is dead. I know that the economy feels pretty dead.
Definitely.
But it'll be interesting to see. I think at the very least, for people that have a mortgage and are worried about what they're paying, you got to start looking seriously at breaking your mortgage. If you're in a fixed rate that's high,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to start looking at a variable rate. We got to calculate your penalty. We got to see if we can save your penalty. We got to see if we can deal with your existing lender. But the longer it goes, the further bond yields drop, the higher your penalty goes, and the discount off the variable rate's going to shrink. It's already shrinking.
And you know, you never know until you find out. Let's run the numbers, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Well-
thanks. See you later.